So many units just got buffed. People are already starting to use them in RTA. So today we're going to take a look at some replays of different people using different units like Sekhmet, like the Dark Unicorns being used too. I even saw someone using the Wind Anubis. Not even joking. So, we're going to take a look at them. We're going to see what they're bringing them in with. We're going to see what they're taking them against. And we're going to see how we feel about their buffs. So, this Momo now starts with 1 stack. So she just brings something back from the dead as soon as it dies, and it can't be reset, can't be anything. I mean, you can still take the Wind Demon against it. So I'm surprised that Vertiheal did not revenge proc. That doesn't happen to me. Okay, so Water Joker came back from the dead already once. If he comes back again, I mean, if he dies again, he comes back again because of Momo, unless something else dies first. So if they went for the, I mean, they can't go for the 1-2 shot with the Molong anymore because Molong was reset. But if they did wind up going for the 1-2 shot on Molong, so they got another increased cooltime on the, or reset the cooltime on the Water Joker. So this is basically already game at this point. This is basically already game. He's just going to pop his bombs off, and he's going to welcome back again. And then, as soon as something dies on the enemy's side, that's going to do another stack for the mage. And then... and then we're just waiting for it at this point. We're just waiting for it. I wonder if I would have gone for the Diana just to stack her. Oh, never mind. Not that they need my help. They're doing just fine. So, I actually did not so if the if the bombs, those weren't those were. I'm gonna have to read the description on the Water Mage now. So this is interesting. I completely forgot about this, but the Water Mage passive only activates on an ally's turn. So if it dies to bombs, I don't think the person that was bringing the Water Mage with the bombers knew about this either. This only activates on an ally's turn. So if you bring it with bombs, the bombs detonate on the enemy turn. It doesn't create a soul stone. So this is interesting. This I totally spaced on, totally forgot about because I have this unit, barely use this unit. Next match, another Water Mage match. Let's see what happens on this one. Bans the Lulu, most toxic unit. All the Nat 5s, not a problem. Lulu, absolutely toxic. So, does not get the strip. Gets the reset. Also, the Fire Unicorn, which was also buffed. And then we have the Wind Onimusha, which was nerfed. So, if they manage to kill that, if they Violent Proc and Violent Proc and Violent Proc and manage to kill the Ciara, then... No, never mind. They're not even going to go for the Ciara anymore. Then she's still going to come back from the Water Mage. So, let's see what winds up happening. Gets the attack power break. Does not even worry about trying to get the skill 2 defense buff. Defense break, sorry. So, Yenhong comes back from the dead. So, let's see. Charge Vitality onto the Ciara. Gets a bomb on the Helena. And then goes for skill 1 on Diana. Gets another turn because, of course, she's Ciara. Hoping for the glancing hit, I'm sure. Gets... not even the CC on the unit that it has element advantage over. Okay, so gets 2 defense breaks, and then almost kills Diana. Well, kills Diana at this point, and then that's basically game because even if something dies, she's just gonna bring it back from the dead. So so far, Water Mage having a decent enough showing that she's just bringing things back from the dead. Aside from her passive, she doesn't really do too much. She's got an AoE defense break, but it's not even a 100% chance to activate. This next one should be very interesting. We have a recently buffed Dark Sky Dancer, and then we also have some units that I have not seen in quite a while. I actually think that the light high elemental is pretty underrated. Perna, man, it's been a while since I've seen Perna being legitimately picked in high-level RTA. So we have the attack power buff, and then we're going to have ignore defense onto... Or he's just going to start going for that Rika. Very nice, very nice. And then he gets completely CC'd by the Fire Bison. Watch. Watch. Okay. No, he doesn't. Okay, well, just... welcome to the RNG of Summoner's War. Dagger of Grudge really doesn't do that much damage. I don't really think that the Dark Sky Dancer is amazing for her Dagger of Grudge. I think that the Dark Sky Dancer is great because she's got the speed lead, the attack age boost, and the attack power buff all in one. So a lot of times you have to bring a speed lead plus like a Bastet, right? You get the attack power buff, you get the speed lead, and then you get the attack age boost. But with the Dark Sky Dancer, she provides the speed lead and the Bastet-like skill all in the same thing. So you actually have a lot more flexibility. That's why I like the Dark Sky Dancer. The Dark Sky Dancer is actually one of my most wanted. I think she's underrated. I think she's one of my most wanted LD5s in the game. I mean, we're not going to get any more LD5s, but it's nice to think Kanto's like, no, you're on the bad boy list, Bagel. You're not getting any. You're lucky if you get a Hall of Heroes LD4 at this point. This next one has 3 different units that were just recently buffed. We have the. No, that wasn't recently buffed. We have actually 4. Wait a sec. We have Vanessa. We have Kraka. We have Sekhmet, and we have Woosa. All recently buffed. 4 different units here. Recently, I mean, like today. So actually goes for. Gets this sleep. Why is everything doing skill 1? Triana was skill 1 sleeping with 100% chance earlier. So Vanessa was actually buffed to have 1 lower cooldown on skill 2, and then also potentially increased cooltime with skill 1. And then the Kraka was buffed to have an AoE strip on skill 2. It was going to be a 50% chance. Now it is a 30% chance. Sekhmet the fire. Oh my goodness. Sekhmet the fire desecrate. So she is on despair. Sekhmet the Fire Desert Queen is faster. She got 15 more speed, and then the Water Pioneer has his skill 2. You don't need to put crit damage on it anymore because it does damage based on, I believe it's 20%. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. 20% of his nice. 20% of his nice. 20% of his max HP. So managed to get that AoE defense break, some damage there. And it's a multi-hit too, so it does decent damage with additional damage artifacts as well. So, I don't remember what I was saying. But yeah, there we go. 4 different units that were recently voted. Like, man, that's really what you're... Yeah, I don't remember what I was saying, so I'm just going to stop saying it. This match has another 4 units that were recently buffed. We got the Nana. It's not Momo, it's Nana. I think I called her Momo before. We got Nana, Momo, Coco. We got Alexandra, we got Vanessa, and we got Sekhmet. They just named them after, like, things from a kid's nursery rhyme. I'm completely convinced this was come to us logic. They're like, let's make sure that they're all named after nursery rhymes. Okay, so let's see. Alexandra's going to be interesting. I mean, I think that they're just going to go for human form on here and cycle, because the enemy has low attack gauge. They don't have enough attack gauge to really be a threat. That's the thing that you want to look for. I mean, you guys already know. So I was going to say, this is the thing you want to look for when using unicorns in human form. But also that reflect damage is... I don't know why they opted to go for an AoE reflect damage, but that is pretty strong. The AoE reflect damage. Just keep buffing this Alexandra until they're like, is she good enough? We'll give her another buff. Is she good? Like, she was in so many balance patches at this point. She's got the crit rate buff in human form. She's got the turn cycling. She's got the... Well, I mean, she always had turn cycling. She's got the reflect damage. So, anyway, yeah, and then they had enough stacks on the... Not Momo. Momo's the wind one. Nana. They had enough stacks on Nana to actually... Anything that they tried to kill from the opponent's side, it was just going to come back from the dead anyway. Next match, the only thing that has been buffed in this one is the Dark Unicorn. It's basically just the standard cleave on the left-hand side, and then we're going to see how crazy the Dark Unicorn actually gets on the right-hand side. Or how crazy potentially other things get. I mean, the Fire Bison is really not going to do anything too dangerous. So, gets enough damage to go through there. But there's immunity, so there's nothing they can really do. Although they are going to have a problem when they are dealing with the... oh, wow, they actually got all those debuffs on the Light Mage. Not the Light Mage, the Light Onimusha. So the Light Onimusha is usually built with very high resistance, so I'm just surprised that actually happened. So, goes for some more damage onto the Odin. And then goes for some more stacks. And I don't know how this is going to turn out, so that should be interesting. Right, so it actually does reflect AoE reflect damage. Take a look at that. I've made that mistake before. It's already been a thing, and I already made that mistake before. So look at the damage that Draco's actually taken there. More reflect damage. I mean, they have the shield, they have the invincibility too, but wow, they're landing everything. They're landing all those debuffs on that Light Onimusha. I think this is just going to be a Light Onimusha solo. It depends if they take the debuffs or not. That's the situation. Okay, so Kali cannot crit. So she could do the invincibility, but she cannot crit. That was still a lot of damage. There. Wow. Okay. But it's still just a light Onimusha. It's still just a light Onimusha spotlight. So this next one only has a post-buff Sekhmet in it. However, they also have a Windslayer, which I think is a great unit. I think is an underrated unit. And I'm excited to actually see him here. So, gets the increased cooldown on the and gets a violent proc. Well, I don't know why I was surprised to see it on violent. Also, they had the speed lead as well. So, gets a lot of strips, gets attack gauge reductions, gets some silences. And then let's see if the Windslayer can actually... Okay, so increase cool times. And then let's see, do they actually come back from this? Heals and heals and heals and heals after that, right? So let's see what actually happens. I feel like there's still, I feel like the player on our side is still off to, is this on crit damage? No. Okay. I feel like the player on our side is actually still off to a decent, at a decent spot, right? Because that Pontos is... Well, Pontos is not violent. Pontos is already cooled down. So I think he's got one more turn for his skill... Or does he have it already? For his skill 3. That would answer our question. He has it already. So, gets predicted futures. So they're all dots now. And I think that just based on this Juno alone is going to be super strong here. There's really nothing they can do now. There's really nothing they can do. Because, I mean, the Juno could solo at this point. Yeah. So, GG, but, yeah, Windslayer, man. So, I don't know if you guys have seen these players before, if you're familiar with them. That's sarcasm, guys. Of course, you're familiar with both of them. So, bans out the Achroma, bans out the Ganymede. So, let's see what happens over here. Goes for the increased cool time. Does not even go for the skill 2. I mean, the skill... No, he did go for the skill. He does not go for the skill 3. So, gets the Moonlight Flash. And does he just go for... I thought he might have gone for big damage into... Well, never mind. Of course he wasn't going to do that. I was going to say I thought he might have gone for big damage into the Alexandra, but I'm like, why would he do that? Because then the Diana's going to come in next and just snipe them all long out. So, of course, he's not going to do that. So, let's see how many turns Diana gets. That's what inquiring minds want to know. So... It's interesting, though, How to Play usually doesn't play like this. How to Play usually plays a different, more aggressive, super crazy fast speed style. Maybe they're just playing around with, like, the new... and then he gets bombed. Maybe they're just playing around with the newly buffed unit, which is... newly buffed units, which is probably what they're doing. Now they could just go for the Water Joker and not have to really worry about too much, right? There we go. So... And he comes back from dead, but he doesn't have any bombs. So he's not really too much of a threat if he doesn't have any bombs. And this is just going to be a Kinky. This is just going to be a Kinky solo now. That's all we're going to see. Is the same thing that we saw before. Kinky solo, Kinky solo. This unit is so strong. This unit is so strong. Kinky solo, guys. Just pull Kinky. Just pull. You could be G2, you could be G3, you could be G whatever you want. Just pull Kinky. So very unique original pick so far. Sarcasm. I always have to announce my sarcasm. So, trying to contest speed on the right-hand side, and I think that they will oh, no, they don't outspeed. I was going to say, I think that they will actually outspeed, even without a speed lead, because I assumed that Oki was going to be on Violent, and the Ashira is going to be super blazing fast. So, let's see. Does not get the strip. Got the Guardian Angel. So we do have here the Fire Unicorn. That's the recently buffed thing, but she's buffed in in pony form, so she can increase her attack gauge. Watch that. Increase attack bar over there when she attacks in human form. So she really didn't get a change to how many people like to use the Fire Unicorn is in human form. She didn't really get a change as far as that is concerned. So let's see. I think that she just winds up... I think she just winds up losing. Yeah, there we go. But at least we got to see a little bit more of the Fire Unicorn. Honestly, I mean... She's, in my opinion, she's basically almost the same. I don't really see too much of a difference in her now versus before. I thought she was good before, but he doesn't even beat around the bush. He just first picks, I was going to say Momo. He first picks Nana. He first picks Nana Momo, bans out the Bomber. Okay. And brings in a whole crap ton of Onimushas on the, just a whole ton of Onimushas. So let's see what winds up happening here. This guy must really like Onimushas. Let's see. So he tried to kill the Juno. He did not wind up killing the Juno, but Juno would have came back anyway. But he at least did not get a chance to kill Juno the first time. So then he switches targets. I wonder if that was... I feel like just based on right there, then it was a bad idea to switch targets. I make that mistake too all the time, is I'll like start to switch targets. So, and then I'm like, oh, the first thing didn't die. I should have just stuck with the first target. I should just killed the first thing. So 3 stacks at this point. The real question is, does Kinky solo? Because we know Kinky can solo things. So does Kinky solo, or the Dark Sylphid is a great counter to Kinky if the Dark Sylphid can actually get her skill 3 down, right? Or if Kinky just does Kinky things. So they're hoping for some stuns. They have 2 units on Despair. They have the Nana, and then they also have the Juno. I'm going to be so sad if this Kinky solos again. Kinky is pretty ridiculous sometimes. Okay, they're actually landing some debuffs on Kinky, though. So, I suppose there's that. But even if it dies, it's still going to come back from the dead. So, I wonder what the artifacts they're using on this, on the Nana are going to be. Like, I'm sure it's going to be, like, reduced damage. So, there we go. GG, that was very nice. They just aggressively first pick Nana as well. Some of you may remember Season 1 of RTA, where all you had to really do was bring double immunity and then 3 bruisers, and you could easily G3. So, apparently, I didn't get the memo. This thing is back where you could just be double immunity and 3 bruisers and get into Guardians. So, this is Chloe was buffed recently. Ariel was buffed. Woosa was buffed. Was anything on the other side? No, nothing on the other side as well. The nerf from the Kaki, so Ariel gets the defense buff on skill 2 now. That's his buff, and then Chloe's got the speed lead, and then Woosa has the his skill 2 is based on his HP, like 20% of his HP. So goes for the sleep on the gets the sleep on the Praha. Okay, it seems to be that things are landing sleep with 100% chance on skill 1 now. So. And then goes for increased attack gauge and also cleanse and heal, but there's nothing really to cleanse. So do they get the what is this sleep? What is this sleep magic? Nothing to cleanse now. Ooh, that's very dangerous though. What did the Ariel? I'm sure Ariel's unviolent. I mean, he's not gonna be a swift Ariel. So yeah, the threat is gone. However, Praha can still do Praha things. So we'll see what kind of crazy Praha things do. We'll see what kind of crazy things Praha does. Right. That should be interesting. But I think that they just have their threats are gone. For the most part. They have so much. Even if they land some of these debuffs. Like, let's say they strip all these things with Praha, right? And land all those dots. Well, Ariel's just going to cleanse and he's just going to cleanse. Does he actually get to sleep? He does get to sleep. Does he violent proc? No, but he ragdoll violent procs. So, yeah, at that point, it was just, they didn't have enough threat to get through that tanky, ridiculous nonsense wall. So, I mean, it did work. It's not a team that you're gonna see all the time, but it did work. I promise that the player on the right-hand side is not me. I know you're gonna think, you're like, oh, Bagel, is that you? It's not me. So, let's see if this Dark Magical Archer does super ridiculous, crazy, amazing things. Has a few buffs on there. Has a 70% chance to gets the bomb, very nice. 70% chance to ignore defense. They're gonna go for the Kinky, the Kaki, I know it, right? So gets both. Gets both. Didn't have an attack power buff, didn't matter. They took the Kaki down super easy. They also have the decreased speed, which is I mean, they didn't get it on everything, but it is actually going to decrease the damage that Tessarion does because his first skill is damage based on speed. So I think that's basically GG at that point. Just snipe out something first turn. There's not much they can do. Not much they can do to come back from that. Okay, the massacre, and then that's game. Yeah, GG. Very nice. Next match, how to play. You know who it is. Bringing the bruisers again. Goes in with the other team is bans the Diana, not the bans the Amelia, which was just buffed. So nothing buffed on the Chubby Tigers team. But there is the buffed Artemiel and the buffed Alexandra on how to play his team. So let's see, does he get the stun there? He does not get the stun, but there's reflect damage from that was applied to the whole team. So applied to the Kaki and applied to the Lauren as well. And then they have the defense buff there. So let's see, just switches targets. So the defense buff was enough to get him to switch targets to the Light Monkey, which I'm sure he wanted to kill. Because now he is completely AoE controlled. So there's not too much that he can... I mean, he can still go for the light monkey, but does he actually kill, or does this stun? Wasn't enough. Okay. And then... Oh, he is actually going to go for the human form. So he's playing very aggressively. But see, this is why I like to do Despair of Mine, because I like to have him actually be reliable to stun things. If I want to use his skill 2 in human form, I'd like to have him actually reliably stun things. So, I mean, he can't violent proc out of things, but I just like more reliable than, because I feel like I need it. I mean, this one is different. I gotta say that. Also, they banned the Fire Pixie. They first pick the Fire Dice Magician. They got the Abellio in there. They got the Nana. They got the Sekhmet. This is something. I mean, this is not your standard RTA match. I gotta say that. This is not your standard RTA match. So, takes him down about 40% health, I would say. Does not proc the Abellio passive. Gets the bomb. Okay, so it's looking definitely like it's in the Chinese. Oh yeah, there is only one Chinese player. This is definitely looking like it's in the Chinese player's favor so far. But let's see. They still do have an AOE, so she is not on violence. That's Sekhmet. So I was gonna say they still do have the AOE from Sekhmet. So let's see what actually happens. Vanessa comes back from the dead. Vanessa's like, oh, it's nice when it happens to me. Yeah. So let's see what actually happens as soon as Sekhmet gets a turn. Gets the lightning horn. Okay, Curse of the Beautiful. Do they land all of these debuffs? Especially like the heal block, because Abellio is going to do his Abellio things. Okay, so I think that's basically game at this point. I think that's basically game. I'm a little surprised that they came away with first pick in the Fire Dice Magician, which you really don't see ever. And still came out with a win. This last match, I don't even know what to think of. You guys are gonna have to form my thoughts for me on this one, because this looks like the pay to win versus free to play in a nutshell. We got a net 2, we got a net 3, we got a net 4, and we got Ganioki, right? We got Ganioki or Ganioki. But let's see what actually happens here. I'm rooting for Ikoi, man. I'm rooting for them because I really want to see what... If you guys don't know what Hearn does, she's got a defense break, oblivion, attack gauge reduction on her third skill, which you just saw. And then she's got her skill 2, which you also just saw, will cleanse the harmful effects from your team and transfer it to an enemy. So, looking not that bad of a start. Let's see. Gets a defense break. Okay. Does not get the oblivion, which kind of sucks, but gets the defense break at least. At least has a silence, but that doesn't really matter too much. And then enough damage to Oki. Rip Oki. Rip Oki, man. I mean, this is just the fact that they're taking like net 2, net 3, net 4 into how to play and basically holding their... I mean, I know how to play is picking like a bruiser thing, but kind of holding their... Oh, they got the defense break. Rip Hearn. It was fun while it lasted. I mean, the odds were stacked against him. How to Play's got these crazy LD5s, and then also How to Play's got crazy runes. So it's cool to see something that for a brief moment in time was holding their own against one of the best RTA players in the history of RTA. So anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think about these new units buffs in RTA, because again, we've been seeing the Dark Unicorn, we've been seeing Sekhmet. There's been actually a lot more Sekhmet than we even included. And we've been seeing the Nana, actually, surprisingly enough, in the past couple hours, Nana has been more of a thing than she was like yesterday or earlier today or anything. But anyway, that's it for this one. See you as always in the next one.